Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 2018 Austrian Darts Open Championship here in Graz. It's now time to meet our players. Here is the winner of many European tournaments throughout Europe, ladies and gentlemen, a former Austrian national champion. From Vienna, it's Dietmar Berger!
Welcome back to the Austrian Darts Open here in Graz, and it's a bit like Beavis and Butthead here. Bit of AC/DC, bit of Metallica, loving that. Wayne Jones, of course, a big Metallica fan, and Dietmar Berger playing in front of his home fans from Vienna, but just a couple of hours down the road here in Graz. He's going to have the support. Great to see him back on the European Tour stage, someone who has graced some of the biggest stages of them all, but not for a while. What are we in for in this game, Rob Malarkey?
Good question. On the face of it, you'd fancy Jones to do enough to get through this. Of course, much depends on the response of the crowd as well. Anything that gives them any encouragement, they will seize upon. And, you know, if Berger can thrive on that, then it could be a very difficult afternoon for Wayne Jones. I just think he's got too much about him to ensure that he's not given an upset here. And Jones looking to make sure it's an early birthday present. He'll be 53 on Tuesday. So an early happy birthday to the Wanderer.
I echo that.
Although...
First leg, 1, 2, throw first. Game on.
Since we saw him in Leverkusen, Jones has won just 500 quid in prize money. That was for making the last 64 of the 7th Players' Championship events of the year in Barnsley. Mentioned it's earlier
55.
This year that he's the man who succeeded Rob Cross by finishing top of the Challenge Tour Order of Merits last year.
60.
Big shoes to fill and big act to follow for Wayne Jones. It just goes to show how hard it is on the Pro Tour when someone of Wayne Jones's talent and calibre is only winning 500 quid in a few weeks. But he is, of course, rooming with Alan Tabin this weekend, and Alan hasn't had the best of afternoons. He lost to Brendan Dolan in the first game of the tournament, so he'll be hoping that he'll be keeping the Hotel Tab going this weekend as Dietmar hits his first chun to the delight of the Austrian publicum.
Well, if that's the extent, or if that's how responsive they're going to be,
95.
That really does tell its own story. Berger needs to put significant pressure on here, and he needs bigger scores than this.
40.
One of 5 host nation qualifiers to come through last night. The 49-year-old from Vienna, a 2-time national champion, and a man who won the Czech Open twice and the Finnish Open in 2007. So what, you might say?
140.
But the Finnish Open is a tournament that has been won by some big names. Phil Taylor being perhaps the, well, no doubt perhaps, but the biggest of the lot.
60.
Raymond van Barneveld has also won that one. Mervyn King.
Boris Koltsov has won that tournament. We'll be seeing him in a couple of weeks on the Euro Tour from Russia. 2 treble 20s for double 18 for Jonah.
100.
He'll be back for double 9. Finland Open has got a lot of great winners. Paul Jennings, Paul Knighton, great players have won that tournament. So the fact that he's won that puts him in a very select group.
I think one of the Martin Atkinses has done the business in that tournament as well. I think it's the original, the one without brackets Wigan. I will double check.
It sounds a bit like a really good sketch, doesn't it? The Martin Atkinses. Well, it's the Wayne Joneses that's won the first leg.
Yeah, it's the Joneses and then the Atkinses. Yeah, I had to question myself there. Well, Berger's making his 2nd European Tour appearance. His first was in this tournament, not surprisingly, in 2012 when he lost 6-4 in the first round to Paul Nicholson. Who was it?
140.
I love it when you put me on the spot.
I'll give you a clue. It's somebody who's played, I think, twice this year. certainly played them once on TV. That's a big clue. That's a big clue. He played them once on TV this year, this guy, this player. Somebody who was around in 2012.
Terry Jenkins.
Correct. 2 massive clues there, and it is the bull.
Well, Dietmar's got the same haircut as Terry Jenkins at the moment, and it seems to be very fashionable amongst very, very good players right now. Very aerodynamic.
Looks like Greg Wallace, doesn't he, a bit, Dietmar Berger?
Is he going to be the master chef on the hockey tonight?
Well,
or this afternoon even?
1-2-1 is a step in the right direction, and he's 80 away now. The crowd will love those first 2 treble 20s.
Well, he's getting himself back in this match in leg 2. 80 left after 12 is very useful.
Well, let's see how his finishing is, assuming he gets a crack at tops. He does. He's got 1 dart at it. 60. He was a long way off as well. Jones, though, looking at Shanghai here for a break, for a 2-0 lead.
No, wouldn't this be a bit of class? Just guided over the top of that one. Yep. Just like that. Tops. Oh, that's brutal. And that is confident stuff from the Wanderer. Really, really good check out. He keeps everybody in their seats.
That's a silence for that one.
Looking pretty good nick these days is Wayne Jones. I'm not talking about just on the dartboard, but he's 53 coming up, and he doesn't look bad for 53, mind. Been around a very long time.
41.
Keeping himself in pretty good shape.
Well, prior to Leverkusen, Jones's most recent European Tour event was here in Austria, 60. In Vienna last summer, when he suffered a first-round defeat by Christian Kallinger, which was an upset, or a bit of a surprise, shall we say. So he lost to an Austrian in round 1 in Vienna. He's drawn an Austrian again in the first round here. Will lightning strike twice? On the evidence of what we've seen so far, no, it won't.
That was a massive upset at the time because of Kallinger's talent and experience was weighing apart, miles away from Jonah at the time. He was playing so well on the Challenge Tour, so it was a huge upset. But right now, Wayne Jones is fully focused on Didi.
96.
Good switch down to the 19s to leave 105. Putting all the pressure on Didi.
Well, we have another Austrian qualifier in action this afternoon. Roxy James Rodriguez in the last match of the first session against Steve Lennon. And then tonight we have Alex Steinbauer making his debut against Richie Burnett. Hannes Schneer is involved as well. He has a very tough-looking match against James Wade. And then last match of the day, Bastian Pichny against Christo Reyes.
60 for Jonah to be 3-0 up, and he likes tops because he hit it in the last leg. To the right, he should go.
20.
And now Dietmar, someone who has played a lot of soft-tip darts, does love a bullseye, but a 25-60 in tops would have been the shot.
Would have raised the roof as well had that one found its way through. But Jones here with 3 darts in hand for a 3-0 lead. Ooh, doesn't like that one bit, and that leaves double 16. Well, he tried it very well indeed. He went off the beaten path there, didn't he? But my word, he got back on it very well indeed.
Pure experience from the man from Wolves, because he recognised that when he hit that one, it was just a bad throw.
60.
May have slipped. He acknowledged that it was him who did it, and then he put it right. It's far and away gone out of the memory already. He's 3-0 up, and that was very intelligent, experienced stuff from a very well-respected player.
Yep.
Tell you what, those darts from Didi going at a bit of a pace, don't they? Very graceful style of Wayne Jones that hasn't changed over the years.
I mean, you can perhaps shed more light on this, but Jones' barrels seem to be more compressed and certainly more stubby, if for want of a better word.
Yeah, Jonah used to use a very short, bulbous type dart that would Oh, he's out of a Robin Hood there. Got caught in the little ring of the stem. Might have a little bit of a running repair to do. But he made the conscious decision about 2 years ago that he wanted to get the darts closer together and use something a bit thinner. Took him a bit of time to get used to them, but he's got them to full effect now. Using the 18s very cleverly now. A 60 will leave a finish.
92, the more you require 160.
Well, Berger has 6 darts from here to wrap this one up and get a leg on the scoreboard at least.
140.
And he's got a gilt-edged chance to do that right now. He's got double 10. Jones on 210.
Well, last night, Berger took care of Zoran Lurchbacher in qualifying, one of the best players in Austria. It's double 10 to get his first leg of this contest. It's double 5. He needs to get this one.
Oh, a long way inside on both.
When you require 70.
And as you say, maybe just a bit too quick. Okay, it might be the way he plays, but you're looking at the player there, you just think, slow down. Take a moment, just an extra half second even, just to try and steady yourself. Jones hasn't capitalised here, but Berger will only get 2 darts at double 2, and he's busted his score anyway.
No score.
Yeah, you can stare all you like, Dietmar. You have to pick your darts out and get on with this.
40.
A cent for your thoughts, Didi. Because right now it looks like you're about to go 4-0 down, and you do. Not one person in this crowd cheering for Wayne Jones, because everybody wants the home favourite to win, but he's 4-0 down, and the massive smile he'll have had after last night getting through qualifying, beating Jürgen Eberl, Zoran Lurchbacher and Christian Gödel. Not one match going to the wire, winning 6-1, 6-3 and 6-4 against some good players there.
60.
That frown is evident now. It was upside down last night with happiness, but right now he's miserable.
134.
Can't say that Didi hasn't had chances, but he's evidently playing a lot quicker. Maybe just a little bit nervous.
Yeah, it's a big occasion, home crowd. It's the first time in 6 years he's played in a Euro Tour event. That also was in Austria as well. And it's almost like he apologised to the crowd there, as if to say, look, you know, I'm sorry, I'm doing my best here, but he just looks resigned to defeat already. Well, I think he's resigned to defeat, but he just looks to have just given up a bit here, averaging only 74 or so at the moment. And as you say, he's had the opportunities on his doubles as well, but he's not taken them. Jones has done more than enough so far.
Well, we saw a decent mid-90s average from Ron Meulenkamp in the last match, and he said he didn't play very well. It's the best performance of the afternoon so far.
When you go 150.
The rest of it has been quite average, the players will admit. But 90 left for Jonah. That leaves double 18 for a right fly swatter. Oh, great effort.
When you go 141.
And that is not going to go either. And once again, it could be. Oh, he does find one trouble.
When you require 18.
He's not going to go straight for it. He's going to go for 10 and double 4. 2 double 8. Now it's double 4. It is double 4 for 5-0 up. Dream Street for Wayne Jones, and he's one leg away.
Yeah. He's eased into a 5-0 lead here. And this is looking very, very comfortable indeed for the Wanderer. And maybe that birthday present is an early delivery after all. I do remember seeing Jones in Gibraltar a couple of years ago. He had 13 match darts against John Henderson in a 6-5 defeat. And he went through the ring that day, and I just think
85.
This is a much different first round. You couldn't have asked for a much more different first round encounter.
You never know what you're going to get
60.
When it comes to the Euro Tour. Sometimes debutants and people who haven't been here for a while can just ignite themselves. But today it's just been stellar stuff from Wayne Jones. I did say that it hasn't been the best quality this afternoon so far, but that's because these first rounds mean so much to these guys, not just because they get an extra £1,000 in prize money, but it's the opportunity of going further and playing better tomorrow and feeling more comfortable on the stage.
95.
And yet again, Dietmar Berger on his throw should have an opportunity to take this leg out.
85.
Well, Jones may well be in the mood for a whitewash here.
97, well, you're at 116.
No leg difference in European Tour darts. It's not like the Premier League, but 116, he needs 96 now.
82.
That does leave a double,
164.
but not the one he really wanted. 164, that would have been a great exclamation point of the game. But double 17 for Berger.
41, well, you're at
Can't wait to get to the hockey.
Yeah, well, he's been a bit hurried before. That's a long way south as well. He's come way inside on 2 other attempts at double 5 and double 10, and again it all looked very hurried, very edgy, very nervy. He was way off beam with all 3 darts there, and Jones now looking at 1, 2, 3, 104. So treble 18 misses it, and back to square one for Jones.
Is he going to go straight for it again? Double 16. That's awkward. Oh, no, it wasn't. He gets one on the board. And there's no bagel for him today. No donut, no 0. He's got a big fat 1 next to his name, to his delight.
Now then, will that just delay the inevitable, or will it be the start of a glorious fight back here in Graz on day 1 of the Austrian Darts Open? I suspect it'll be the former.
60.
Jones throwing first here to wrap things up. He's got a cushion of 40 points already with which to work, and he's looking to embellish that very nicely here as well.
81.
81.
Now, Wayne Jones has been in these kind of situations so many times in his career. He's got more experience in his little fingernail than most people on the Pro Tour.
60.
He'll have played home favourites many, many times. Got his lead. He'll have already psychologically resigned himself to losing that 6th leg and
60.
refocusing himself to win 6-1. He's doing a good enough job right now because Dietmar can't find trebles.
And again, the heads drops, the shoulders. He's like lolloping around the stage, isn't he? Just shoulders drooping.
60.
Needs to just send out more of a message to Jones here. This is more like it, Dietmar.
Well, if you want to send a message, that one's got 2 first-class stamps on it. Or should I say 3?
Well, he's on course for a potential 15-dart leg here for a break of throw. A 1-4-1 would raise the roof. It's not going to happen. 1-2-1 away.
That was a great response from Wayne Jones.
Yeah, it was.
That 140 to set up 60 and keep everybody quiet. 20 and tops.
Well, there's the 20. That's the easy bit done. 5 from 12 so far. And Jones just brings a sense of normality back to proceedings. Berger getting his leg on the board, which perhaps he deserved, arguably. And it's never nice to see a home nation qualifier get walloped 6-0. And Berger will take something from that. Only his 2nd appearance on the European Tour in the space of 6 years. Jones safely through, no problems there. And we'll grab a quick word with the Wanderer now, speaking to our MC, Russ Braid. German debutant Simeon Heinz on the way next against the young man from Bolton, Scott Taylor.
So, Wayne, through to the next round. 6-1, it looks, or it sounds, you know, easier than it actually was up here. It's, Dietmar let you in with a couple of legs there, but you was there to take it out, and that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, my finishing won with the game in the end, but I didn't score particularly well. But yeah, as I say, when I had a chance, most of the time I took it. So no, I'm happy. I'm happy with the finishing. The scoring, as you know, the scoring is not very good. Not happy with the scoring.
But then that's something you can now work on, isn't it? You know, you can go back there, get on the dartboard, and you've got tonight and tomorrow to give yourself another squeak at it.
Yeah, if only I knew how to cure the problem.